We told them not to do it. We couldn't stop them, so now we're supplying weapons to
okay, so slap on the hand, stop it.
But Franklin, the whole entire reason why they don't want anyone to have a nuclear weapon is so that they're not in a position of Russia, because we actually can't do anything to Russia, to be honest, because they have one. That's the whole entire point of the reason why we don't want Iran to have one. So was it Operation Midnight Storm, whatever the fuck it was called? When that operation was happening last year, I was happy. I was like, and I supported it because that's a good thing. Slowing down the Iranians getting nuclear weapons is a good thing. Not because I think that they're going to use them, but because if they acquire them, it shifts the power dynamics in the region, and it's not good for the American petrodollar. I'm a child of the empire. Anything that supports the American petrodollar supports me indirectly. Okay? But let's not sit here and lie.
You a child of the empire? What the fuck does that mean, child of the empire?
Yeah, I'm Stormtrooper. Let's not sit here and lie and act like...
You a Stormtrooper like a Nazi Stormtrooper? Is that what you saying?
John, and Billy, John.
Well, never mind. John, you can go ahead and speak. It's not only the nuclear capabilities that they...
Child of the empire!
You can just see now their response to this war. They're just shooting missiles at everybody. So they're very much unhinged. And one of the things that we've always worried about, one of the reasons why the world, especially Europe and America to an extent, didn't want to pressure Iran into anything was because we were actually afraid that they would cut off the Strait of Hormuz. And from what I've read and see online, is that most of the U.S. and Israel were pretty shocked in a way that they did that. So the fact that they did that without even having a nuke as of right now is pretty scary. It sets a possible precedent for the future, right? And the fact that, let's be real, we're in this partly because of October 7th. They are setting up proxies there and all over the world that want to attack not just Israel, but our interests as well, right? They are the reason why October 7th happened. The only reason, the way that they wiped their hands clean is because they didn't know a date. They gave them funding, they gave them knowledge about how to create missiles, they gave them all the spy knowledge that they have. They've been fronting up Hezbollah for 30, 40 years, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, October 7th? Oh, what a surprise. We didn't know it was going to happen. They knew exactly it was going to happen. They just didn't know a date. So they separated themselves from it. They're bad people. They need to be removed. I know the war right now, which is probably the biggest psyop that they created with their Lego AIs on YouTube, a bunch of 20-year-olds and created this, have made us think that this is a useful land. These people need to be removed from the earth. It should happen now. And if you just let it happen, it'll happen, and we'll have a little bit of a hurt in our pockets for a while, for a little bit, I think. But these people cannot be in power. And if you could just finish the job, which we can, and it won't be nothing. Not everything's like Iraq. Not everything's like Afghanistan. Not everything is like those wars. This is different. And these people are really horrible people. They kill their own people. They rape their own people. They've been doing it for years and years. They've threatened us, America and Israel and the West now for years and years. They need to be removed. And the biggest psyop in the world is the fact that we're even having this discussion. Like, oh, well, are we losing the war? I don't know. Did Netanyahu push Trump into it? It's insane. So that's all I'll say, and I'll give the mic to someone else.
So Franklin, did you want to interject something? Franklin, I saw you come up before. All right, Dave. Can't hear you, Dave. Much louder. Okay.
The topic is Trump must not resign until. Sorry. What I'm trying to say is, what John trying to say is, according to the topic here, John wants Trump to finish the job, so resignation is out of question. John, is that your thesis?
Yeah, this is enough already. Everyone's saying this takes away. Also, but by the way, the fact that Iran is keeping the focus on them. Hey, look how bad the U.S. is. Look how bad Israel is still. Oh my God! Look how we're the victim. That's what they're saying. We're the victim. But look at all this destruction. They're not even showing the destruction. They're just telling you about it, right? So it's all a psyop, and we're all falling for it, and we're all more isolationist. All of the major podcasts from the left and the right are always talking about this. They're taking away from every problem that we have domestically, right? Affordability, real estate, gun laws, abortion, rights being taken away there. It's all being sucked out because of what's going on over there. So if we were able to finish it and finally put this to rest, we were able to focus on what's here instead of having these conversations that are going circular.
So what do you call finishing?
What you call fishing?
Getting enough time for at least them to be so weak that hopefully the Iranian people there can do something about what they have, or for them to be either regime change, or that they can be so weak that they can't do shit anything else. They can't arm their proxies. They can't shoot ballistic weapons to Europe, which they can now, and they don't. And they answer to us and the rest of the world. They don't answer to anybody else.
So wait, are you saying like? I'm so sorry. Like.
Is this funny to you? Is this comedy? I think it's hilarious too. I think it's funny you're laughing.
Did you get that? Did you get that information from me yet, Alistair? Or was it in the chat? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Another creative alternative world.
Yeah, trying to belittle me won't work. But I just don't know.
Yeah, put the link in the chat.
The part that you said, John, about like focusing on like things that are plaguing America, right? Like finishing this so that we can focus on us, right? Basically.
I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying, right? Why are we, quote unquote, all of the terms now, giving money to Israel? Why are we going to war? Blah blah blah, right? Because it's taking away from issues here. Correct. That's the overarching theme, at least in the podcast world, and where people look at a lot of good information. Right? So that's what if we could just finish what's going on over there, the world could be a little more tame and a little more together, and and have less of all these unnecessary but deadly distractions. We'd be able to focus on a little more here, not just kicking the can down the road and becoming more isolationist and having Russia and China get into the mix and have Europe fall apart, just because and have all these other countries fall apart. Let's focus on getting this cancer removed so we can then focus on what we need here. We are a rich country, and people can see that. And if we just get rid of this distraction, this horrible distraction over there, that's obviously that they're taking advantage of the world, then we can start focusing on what's here, not just turning a blind eye and having a mass destruction going on over there.
Okay, but isn't the series... I think... I hated it back when October 7th happened and Israel responded. People acted like they didn't know why Israel was responding that way. Like there was 2 weeks before Israel responded where everyone was afraid for Israel. Oh, you poor Israelis, they just got terrorist attacks. And then as soon as Israel responded, now Israel's the bad guys.
No, that's not true. On this app, actually, a lot of rooms were celebrating the October 7th attack. NPC. They were celebrating the chaos, the murder, the slaughter, the desecration of humans, the terrorism. They were happy as could be, dancing in the streets on this app.
Yeah, I was. What the hell? I wasn't finished. No, nigga, I wasn't done. Bro, every time I. Let me just finish, bro. No, I'm done. Let me just finish.
I was in the room one at a time, NPC, and then Franklin, please.
Yeah.
No, I'm preferring not no Edwards.
NPC, you're right. We had 2 weeks of sympathy.
Yes. So I'm saying that because I remember. I'm an equal opportunist. I remember on both sides. I think it's very incomplete to say they just went crazy. Everyone's afraid. If Iran sends missiles to another country, the only thing that they're hitting are U.S. bases. There's a few instances of a straight missile hitting a random building, but mostly they're attacking U.S. assets in foreign countries. That's number one. And then the biggest thing is, isn't there a reason why they're sending so many missiles? What did we do to make them take off the condom and start sending in more missiles? Like, what did we do? Did we, I don't know, maybe kill every single one of their leaders and everyone associated with them? If any country, if any country, I'm not supporting Iran in this. I'm just saying, let's be fair. If any country suffered even 1% of what Iran has suffered, we'd be at nuclear war. If a bomb hit Trump and kills Trump and all his cabinet, we'd be at nuclear war.
Iran did try to assassinate him. That is a good point.
Yeah, I know. And if they got away with it, we'd be at nuclear war, period.
Well, not nuclear war. So then
yes, we would.
No, we're not going to use politics.
We've nuked people from us.
No, we haven't. We only nuked people one time, and that was for a genocide.
Yeah, for less. And the Japanese didn't commit genocide.
We nuked Japan for genocide.
We nuked Japan because we didn't feel like sending our troops in. That's the reason why we nuked Japan.
Because they were committing genocide across Asia. The government wouldn't care. The military.
Okay, well, let me make this point right quick, y'all.
America wouldn't care.
So, do y'all remember a few years back when Israel and Palestine was fighting over the Gaza Strip?
Yeah.
Give me Hamas. Yes. Well, let me finish the question.
Israel and Palestine was fighting over the Gaza Strip.
Palestine is over in Judea and Samaria. And Gaza is Hamas.
Whatever, but it was the Gaza Strip, so you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you're talking about Hamas, the terror group.
Okay. So, they showed footage on TV of children chucking rocks at tanks.
Okay. They shouldn't do that.
The Israel soldiers gunned them children down.
Right. Well, if you throw a rock at an armed man, what do you think is going to happen? What would you
child.
Yeah. Well, what?
So,
you tell
me
if you throw a rock at an armed man, what do you expect him to do?
No, they didn't throw a rock at an armed man.
Yeah, they threw the man
in the tank. They showed him. So when you condone killing a child because they jumped on the tank.
If you throw a rock at a soldier, what do you think is going to happen?
I just gave you the
Indoctrinate the children in Gaza.
You were saying the whole of John 1 to 1 was hyperbole.
You think they're going to take away the life?
So NPC argument is, what should Iran do?
That's all we're going to receive into those who believe in this name.
Hi, I'm going to briefly interrupt moderators. I put some links in the chat. I'd like to read them. Put me in the queue. Thank you.
We're just wondering, how does that mean that the whole thing is symbolic? What are you using?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Is Jesus
We just count all their leaders in like one day. We've been killing their leaders, a lot of them for a long time, not for no reason, but like to sit here and act like the Iranians have no incentive to have the same thing that other countries have, which is missiles.
You can't say Jesus uses hyperbole one.
Hi, moderators. Can I get a confirmation that I'll be put in a queue? Moderators, please.
It's not Jesus speaking. This is the author of John. Okay. We're not talking about Jesus right now. We're talking about.
Okay, point of order, gentlemen. I'm asking to be acknowledged as if I'm speaking and can be heard.
Is Jesus white? Is he literally white?
All things is the created order.
Okay, point of order, moderators. I don't know if anybody can hear me, but I'm asking to read some quotes from Winston Churchill on the dangers of Islam. I don't believe that I will be acknowledged, so I would just like to speak and interrupt. Unfortunately, I apologize, but I did put some links in the chat from Winston Churchill about the dangers of Islam. I'd like to read them to the room. Would that be okay?
No, just stop, dude. Just stop.
No, you don't have to tell me to just stop. I don't know who you are. You're just a random person on a conference call app. And I'm trying to present some really important information and some very informative information because I believe that I will be able to persuade you that Islam is a danger. that their religious and their legal code is a danger to humanity, to society, and we should fight back and fully understand what Winston Churchill was talking about when he said Islam is dangerous. The link is in the chat. Moderators, I'm requesting 60 seconds to read Winston Churchill. That's all I'm asking.
No, we're having a conversation. Don't be rude, dude.
This is a conference call app. It's generally for public people. I'm a public person. And unfortunately, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that I can't do it. I can just do it right now. Would you like that?
It's rude.
It's not rude. It's what I'm interested in. I think you'll like it, actually. It's not about being rude. It's not about me. It's about trying to provide some informative information. Okay, how long will you be? I want to know. That's why I was asking you to be put in the queue. Doesn't matter. See, you're impossible to communicate with. Okay, here's the full Churchill quote on Islam. How dreadful are the curses which Mohammedanism lays on its votaries, besides the fanatical frenzy, which is as dangerous in a man as hydrophobia in a dog. There is this fearful...
Swear, dude. We're going to run for Sorry, just real quick. Oh, shoot, he's gone. They're just over here. Okay.
Like, you guys fire on scholarship, you mention scholars, like, dude, come on.
Well, I was going to point, like, if you look at John 6, for example, how Jesus talks about this question, blood, right? One could look at that and say, well, it's literal, Eucharist, God.
Let's be honest. What about the U.S. government? First of all, we have to agree about the terms, about some terms. Who is terrorist? What do you mean? Terrorist. You know, I don't mind.
And Nargis isn't really paying attention, and Drago was just over talking him, and I just wanted to hear it. And I know that you guys talk about pussy, but I still just want to hear what he was going to say.
Sure.
Okay, these are the Winston...
Oh, that's true. There's a whole penis holiday where they throw flowers into the penis shape thing. It's true. It's really true. I have a friend from India that, like, she explained to me the penis holiday. She's like, please, you're an American. Never, ever say this in front of other people that are Indian. And I was like, I'm definitely going to repeat it the second that I understand it. Thank you. Yeah, and on the penis holiday, they just worship the penis, and basically you make the man like whatever he wants to eat, and they do like special.
They say I could destroy your civilization. I have the power. I know you have the power. You can. But someone comes and says, Nazia, you are Iranian. I don't care about you. You are against the Iranian government. I don't care. I could destroy your civilization in a night.
Okay, Mazia, there are many Iranian freedom-loving Iranian all over the world, all are thanking Trump right now, right? So when Trump made that statement, they don't care because they know when Trump says civilization is the 1,400 years of civilization behind the Murad regime. That is not the Persian civilization. So there are two kinds of civilization. The Persian civilization and
First of all,
Iranian who want to support Murad regime. When Trump says civilization, it means the entire 90 million. No. When Trump says civilization, it's a 10 million Iranian who are paid by the Murad regime.
So you are a degenerate for Donald Trump. You are trying to fix the stupidness that Donald Trump said. Are you a degenerate? Are you a degenerate of Donald Trump?
Let's go one at a time, Dave.
Shut up.
Wait a second.
Shut up.
Dave,
You cannot.
let's go one at a time. First Mazir, then Dave, okay? Mazir, take as much time as you need, and then Dave can go. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. When somebody who's in power says something, actually mix everything badly, screws everything, and then some people who love that person, maybe stupid Donald Trump, some people come and try to fix the problem. No, Trump said that, but he was meaning this. Okay? I'm a human being. I know. I'm talking to you. When you say something, I know what you mean. Okay? I don't need someone else to come back and say, Mazia, you have been talking to maybe, I don't know, Scott. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, point of order. Just try to make some points. If you have a point, make a point. Do you have a point to make, sir?
You know, when you say something, you are responsible for what you have said.
His point is that he
I
doesn't
don't
want
need someone else to come and explain to me, no, he was not meaning that. We are not dictionaries. We are human beings.
Exactly. And so in the
What was the point of that?
so moderators, if you could please take control of the room and get us back on topic. Should Trump resign will that redeem Trump if he resigns? Or do you think Trump is even concerned about redeeming himself? He said he thinks he might be going to hell, but he said it facetiously. So the problem is, I always think that the solution, or really the conflict, is because of a lack of philosophical understanding. And I'm interested to see, because Xerxes earlier said she hates everybody. She hates people. She hates it. I know she's being facetious because I understand what she's saying, meaning that there's a lot of conflict and friction, which is uncomfortable. And so I want to avoid it. She wants to live in her little work-from-home bubble and her $3,000 a month townhouse. But the rest of the world does not live like that. If you go to Gaza, if you go to Iran right now, if you go to Lebanon, it's a hellhole. But that's because people choose violence and weapons and terrorism instead of a real economy. And so all I'm trying to say is, all communication is hypnosis, but it's also projection. It's also politics. It's also spam. It's your choice what you want to listen to today right now. Hello?
Yeah, but to live in suffering is a wild statement.
No, but they actually, they do. So if you ask a person, do you want to suffer? They're going to be like, no. But if you want to, so right now the Iranians, there's a good chunk of them who actually, let me go get this money. Let me shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna answer the topic because that's what Alistair asked for, and I want to aid Al in his efforts to maintain a clean room. I typed this in chat before it came up. I don't know. I think that it's too far gone for Trump to resign. I think it would be weakness in his legacy, which I know he's very concerned about, for him to be removed or to peacefully leave for whatever reason other than death. I don't know. Bro, do you have a problem?
Because you live in the
because I've been incredibly receptive to listening to you through your accent. I've been patient enough to listen to what you have to say. So I'm gonna continue speaking, and I'm gonna finish my point, and you're gonna stay on mute.
Dave, do me a favor. Just respond when she's done, okay? You can go next, all right?
Yeah. So basically, it's a short point anyway. I just don't think that Trump is interested in redemption. I don't think he ever was ever in his life, to be honest, maybe from his dad, but like certainly not from us lay people. And I don't think that it would be lucrative to his legacy or the intentions for, his future generations. I think it would be weak, which he's concerned about looking like in front of anyone. And I think it would further destabilize the position that America currently has. Okay, see you later.
So basically, when we discuss, we can either discuss based on truth, based on statistically significant truth, there are many truths, or you attack based on one point, and then you disallow other people to go beyond one point. So that's your only chance to win the debate. So when you say that I don't care about anything except when you say civilization destruction, that is the only point I care. I don't care about other things you do. And for my opinion, that is the most important thing. Yes, agree that is very important, but your opinion does not represent a lot of freedom-loving Iranian in multiple cities in the world, all thanking Trump, come and save us. Okay, so all ignore Trump saying civilization erasure because they know that means the erasure of the Murad regime based on 1,400 years of civilization that is foreign to the Persian civilization. That foreign civilization must die so that the ancient original Persian civilization will emerge like a phoenix, and that is the whole point. So if you only focus on one thing he say by mistake language to understand and stand on your argument, this is not the room for you to continue. This is a room where people who are intelligent, who do not start with the argument that I'm with the media, I would like to talk about alternatives.
You don't have to be that pejorative about some of these things. Just it's not kind.
Also, the question should be answered with a presupposition that you are giving your opinion, in which case there is no debate on my opinion. It's objective. So you cannot argue subjectively how I fucking feel, bro. So pipe down.
What do you mean people can't argue against you subjectively? The entire conversation is always subjective. This is obviously, subjective, not objective. What I'm trying to say is that all communication is essentially hypnosis. The more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're going to get. So essentially, it's all political communication all the time. I'm just trying to suggest that if you want true joy, if you want true peace, just become a lawyer or an attorney, because the law is essentially nonviolent. And that's where I think everybody wants to be. I'm a socialist. I want equity for everybody. I don't want homelessness. I don't want disease. I want equal opportunity for everyone to achieve their dreams and goals and prosper. Abundance economics. Everybody wants the same utopia. But you're the problem. It's people like you who refuse to see philosophy as the solution to all of your own personal dilemmas. Therefore, you're polarized with political propaganda. It's up to you, though, to choose philosophy over your own bullshit. I am complete.
Facing here is 1933, right? We saw a Nazi regime coming up. Everybody says peace, peace, peace. 1938 building, right? They signed an agreement. Okay, it will be peace. And the UK Prime Minister, look, I have the document. Peace, peace, peace. Okay, but then we had a World War II. And then a couple of years later, Winston Churchill wrote his book. When you have a time, opportunity to stop the war, and you say nothing without bloodshed. And then when you have a time to stop the war with some bloodshed, and you say nothing, right? Until when you have absolutely no other option but completely subjugation with little hope of surviving, and then you fight. What Trump is doing right now is different from the last 7 presidents. The last 7 presidents all briefed by the CIA. This is the fact. Iran regime is so crazy. It has the anti-ideology. It would block Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz, and bring the whole world into chaos. What would you like to do? Every single one of the last 7 presidents do nothing because they may lose the election. They would cause exactly what MP said. We are worried about our daily oil, gasoline price, blah, 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 and everything. All single one of us has 0 ball, has tiny little ball and do nothing. And they never learn from what Winston Churchill wrote in say how to prevent World War II. Until 2026, they come up one with the biggest ball against all the no courage president of the past, the last 7, and doing the right thing, irregardless what consequences, because that is the right thing. The right thing to correct the mistakes the French left made in 1979 to escort Ayatollah to the Tehran. And President Trump is correcting the history, and everyone here is living in political correctness, ideological, left-driven world, not to see the truth and ignore the history. That is the problem.
Trump's approval rating with the Republican Party currently stands at 83.8%, according to Real Clear polling average. Fox News has it at 84. Quinnipiac has been 89. Big Data Poll has been 82. Economist YouGov has been 82. CBS News has been 88. This is again amongst Republicans. I don't understand the question. Should Trump resign? Why would he resign? He's popular amongst his party, the people that elected him. You can disagree with him or agree with him. That's fine. That's fine. It's you're right. But I mean, I skimmed over the article that's posted at the top. It's insane. The article's insane. And somebody obviously just doesn't like Trump and has a bad right. That's fine. Again, they have every right to have the opinion. William S. Becker is an opinion contributor. But the entire premise of the article is his resignation is his last chance of redemption. It's silly. Why would he resign? He's popular amongst the people that voted for him.
Xerxes just said that Trump is trying to rewrite history. Isn't everyone rewriting history all the time right now? Even your very existence in this room is an experiment in history in the making. Link is in the chat. Welcome back to Should Trump Resign Immediately? Will he redeem his soul? Will he redeem the soul of the nation? Hello? See, what I think a lot of people are trying to say here on this app, if they believe in the apocalypse or the New World Order or some kind of far-out religious interpretation, because there's a lot of people in cults, let's be honest. I mean, I've seen crazy cult videos, and these are people who, in my opinion, are isolated. They don't have access to information. We're all very lucky to have a social conference call where people from all around the world can come and complain. I recently started the Jewish Complaint Department, another house here, and if you want to complain, we will take your complaint and create a room about it.
What is redemption anyway? What the fuck are you talking about?
He's tweaking. Dude, he's tweaking really.
Go back what Scott started, how to improve the messaging.
So if anybody knows Trump's personality, and you've even seen the biographic film about him and the 3 rules of his world-famous lawyer, Ray Cohen, you will understand if he implements the 3 rules of Ray Cohen, Trump can't be stopped. He's a bullseye. Nothing stops a bullseye. And so if you hate Trump in your heart, it's my opinion that the orange president and his blonde wig and his blue suit and red tie could be your moment of enlightenment, of liberation. I know many Trump haters that live with pain in their back. They live with pain in their hamstrings. They got bad hips. They got shoulder pain, elbow pain, arthritis all around the body. But if you were to use Donald Trump as your path of liberation in the same way that you could use the Buddha or Moses or Muhammad or Krishna, Donald Trump could be your moment of universal enlightenment. You think I am joking, but I am being absolutely serious. And if you think I'm being a comedian, you should understand the rules of communication, the principles of communication, that all communication is hypnosis, and all communication is magic. All communication is politics. All communication is hypnosis. All communication is projection. And all communication is spam. And it is your choice to listen to me screaming into my phone on a conference call app. It is entirely your choice right now to listen to me talking to you. You could hit the leave button right now, but you choose to listen to me. I am complete. I have landed my plane.
Now do it all again in German.
Yes, please. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Wow, maybe that's what happens if you spend too much time here. I don't know. It's my first time. No, I think he's right there.
Oh, no, there he is. Oh. Kitover, my man. What's going on, buddy?
Balls, Scott. Like, he's tripping balls.
He's the man. That's my man.
Yeah, he's on something out there. He's something.
Well, I'm being facetious, but, I listen to a lot of psychonauts, and, Trump just signed this MDMA or this psychotic, psychiatric, So what I'm trying to say is that basically it's supposed to treat severe depression, and I think there are a lot of severely depressed people on Clubhouse. But at the same time, I think intelligence is probably the natural way to alleviate depression, and that means books. And in my PTR, I have a book, which is the Isis tablet, which is a hieroglyphic ancient papyrus, or actually it's a copper bust plate. Anyways, it's just art. And so all I'm trying to say is be creative if, your life is retrograde and it's not going so well. The problem with Islam today is that they're still living in 1655 or 1455. It's not 2026 to these people. And that's the danger, because when science and AI catches up with Islamic terrorism, the industrial Islamic terrorism complex, the world has a very, retrograde philosophy. If you're a woman and you analyze Mohammedan law and you realize you're just property and you're always tied to the hip to the man and you want to be liberated, not in Islam, baby. We own your ass. And that's why women have to endorse the war, because women hold up half the sky, and you should accept personal responsibility for this war if you're a woman. And until I hear you accept personal responsibility, I don't believe a woman has ever accepted personal responsibility for a war, because this is a war against philosophy, and the Islamic philosophy is terrorism, sexual dominance, and all kinds of other disgusting Mohammedan laws, which I'm not exactly sure about, because I am not a Muslim. I am complete.
So you just mean the women of the GOP then, right?
Yeah,
No, sir.
women in the GOP
Are you taking it?
there's women on earth.
Oh. Okay. Why do you feel like that?
Well, Trump is a rapist. So you get there.
Well, you think he's a rapist. You think he's a pedophile. You think he's a cannibal. What planet do you live on, sir?
Okay.
This guy's like, why I'm doing this? They're gonna do another bump apparently. Jeez,
No, these are things I hear on the app. My brain is like a recording box. I'm repeating back to you the bullshit that I hear projected from this conference call app called Clownhouse, which sells all your
So
data.
why don't we focus on one thing at a time?
Okay, Billy Sunshine, tell us where we're at.
Shut the fuck up and listen for a minute.
Okay, tell us where we're at, Billy Sunshine.
Was it Trump who said grab him by the pussy? You can do that when you're famous. Was it Trump who was found guilty of sexually aggressing on a woman? Was it Trump who had to pay off dozens of women? True or fact? False or true? What do you think?
true or fact?
Yeah, really sorry.
Well, I went through the Epstein files, and you know who I saw in the Epstein files? I saw Bill Clinton in every single fucking file having a good old time with Jeffrey Epstein, the best fucking time. I didn't see Donald Trump having the best time with Jeff, but I did hear where Trump called the Miami PD and said, you got to take care of this fucking guy. He's a problem.
But you did see Trump having a good time with Jeffrey Epstein?
No, I did. I'm being
And like the multiple photos?
I'm being
Oh,
facetious.
okay.
Now, if you can't tell the truth because they have what's going
No, I think he's a.
Yes, Trump the rapist.
No, he's.
Which is not what they call
I
it.
can't even tell.
Trump the rapist is really what everyone follows Trump has. If you don't understand that Trump is the worst thing that ever happened to this country, you're not paying attention. It's Trump
Worse than
trying to stop science in the CDC and places like Harvard. It's Trump who allowed Musk and his boys to get in there and destroy USAID, and now 600,000 people have fucking died.
so that's
It's Trump who doesn't let the Congress do their job. Everything about America that is good, Trump is attacking. He's our Orban, and we have to treat him the same way.
He's our Orban.
It's Trump whose best friends are all dictators, not our traditional friends. Trump is a disease, and we've caught it, and we need to get rid of it.
Well, see, that's why I say, Billy, Trump could be your moment of enlightenment.
I'll be finished in a second. The idea that he would ever resign, that's insane. He's incapable.
Of course he's not going to resign. He would never pull a Nixon. Nixon says he even regretted it. You would regret that decision because then you got Hillary Clinton giggling and laughing that she ruined your life. And if you want to go down that path as a man, you are a stupid man. And so, Billy Sunshine, all I'm saying is that all communication is projection. How much of yourself do you see in Donald Trump, Billy?
Too much, I'm afraid. I eat the same way he does.
But you're I can't get over what you said though. You said Trump is the worst thing that happened to America.
Yeah.
Like worse
And I used to work for a guy on my radio station who thought Trump was the best president we ever had.
worse than slavery.
No.
You just said that Trump is the worst thing to happen to America.
Well, you know,
Worse than the Great Depression.
It's 80% true. Everything I say, I like to make strong generalizations, so let me remind you that the 80-20 rule is always in effect when I'm speaking.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So he's not the worst thing.
No.
Is he a threat?
Thing.
Is he a threat to democracy?
You answer that for me, then.
Billy, why don't you just tell us if you were the president?
Well, you need to start paying attention, my friend.
Billy, what? You know, I got a great question for you, Billy.
You believe that he's a threat to democracy?
Absolutely.
Billy, let's just clear this up once and for all, Ben. Billy, if you were the president.
Stop with the bumps and fucking breathe for
Oh,
2 seconds.
go to the mirror and tell yourself that, Ben. Billy, what I'm saying is, If you were the president of the United States of America, Billy, what are your top 3 priorities, Dr. Billy? Thank you.
So, Billy, is he really a threat to democracy, or is he only 80% of a threat to democracy?
He's really a threat. He's 100% a threat to democracy.
So, Billy, if you were the president of the United States of America, what would your top 3 priorities be, Dr. Billy?
He's not interested in listening to the other 2. That's pretty clear, isn't it?
So, do you think that during the next, either the midterms or the following presidential elections, you think that there's a chance that we don't have an election as a direct result of Donald Trump? That's you're saying.
Yes, I believe that Donald Trump is going to find a way to postpone the election. He's going to say, what he's going to do, he's going to have his bully boys come out and pick.
I've got some new Trump derangement syndrome pills.
Shut the fuck up.
It's in the pharmacy section next to the Constitution, and my attorney and lawyer, you should try to take a TDS pill sometime and reread the law, because your projection is insane. It's very low IQ. And I don't know what world you live on, because lawyers, Supreme Court, Congress, you guys are delusional. You guys are having your own conversation. You're screaming into a conference call. Yeah, that's good for you. There you go. You just leave. Go meditate. That's what you need. There you go, gentlemen. Now you come to the realization and the enlightenment that I hoped you would find, which is the leave button. Because just like that movie Network, when he says, open up your windows and scream out, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Network. You should go see it sometime, ladies and gentlemen. And you'll realize that what Scott and El Normo here are doing is they're actually putting on a network TV show on CBS right now with Barry Weiss. And I'm happy to be a part of the production as a co-producer. Success requires excellent content, and good content should bring you the contentment that you're looking for. If you come on here every single day, 8 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours a day, or you record rooms 24 hours, 7 days a week, like me, or Dr. Francine, who's got opinions on everything as well. The point is, the brain can present an incredible variety of opinions on every single topic that there is on this app, which is so exciting. Thank God for you, because you are special. You are beautiful. And right now, at this very moment, you are being hypnotized by Alistair. And if you don't like poetry, well, guess what? I bet you're an anti-Semite. If you don't read poetry at least once a week, I guarantee you're an anti-Semite. It's 100% fact. It's like being on Hinge or Bumble. If there's 2 chicks and there's a fat girl and an ugly girl, it's 100% always the ugly girl. It's never the hot chick. These are the rules and laws of nature, and there are psychological components of anti-Semitism that require these people to hate poetry. They hate life. Life itself they hate. I am complete. I rest my case.
So do you have one of these episodes per day, or?
Only when I'm live on YouTube creating content. Link is in the chat.
Oh, you are currently creating content.
Currently, right now, for the past 2 hours and 50 minutes, this is all being sent to Barry Weiss at CBS, FYI. It's a new show on Paramount.
Is it a new show, or are you trying to get picked up?
No, it's new. We got it signed 2 weeks ago. Thanks, El Normo, for the contact. Send you your royalty check later, babe.
What's the purpose of the show, Alistair? It's just yelling.
Yeah, it's content. You ever been to a bang room? Oh, just go in the hallway on Clubhouse. Hit the leave button right now. Go in the hallway and click on any room and just take a little sample. That's called a bang room, baby.
All of the rooms are called bang rooms? I'm having a hard time believing that this was pitched at all. I don't know. Who would watch it? Especially on CBS.
Nobody want to watch that show. That show sucks. But Seinfeld has produced over $10 billion in revenue. And I think if you analyze, how much you get paid per word in your life, I think we would find out that I probably get paid a lot more per word than you ever will. It's just my opinion, but I could be wrong. You want to be a part of the show?
I'm already an entertainer. Okay, thanks. And I certainly would never work for Barry. That's crazy. But, congratulations to you, I guess. Ride the wave while it exists.
Okay, so Xerxes, let me ask you a question. What's your worldview and how do you describe economic philosophy? Again, the question is, what's your worldview and how do you describe economic philosophy? Thank you.
What's my worldview? What is my worldview? I don't have too much faith in the generations of the past. That's my worldview. And the generations of the past seem to have an incredible amount of power right now. And it seems unusually oppressive. Like I said already, I'm misanthropic, so there's a disdain for humanity that I have, but it's just because, I've had so many examples of better humans than the ones that just collectively exist for the most part. It's kind of trash. And what was your second question? Economic what? Hey, Alistair. Economic what?
All right, the next question is, what was the last book you read?
Oh, Frankenstein. Yeah.
What parts of yourself did you see in the monster and in the doctor? Do you associate more with the doctor or more with the monster?
Well, I think I associate with both. I think my tenacity and drive is, the parts of Victor that I identify most with, being thirst-driven with goals to a crippling degree at times is something that's pretty prevalent in my life. But I guess because of my stature, I identify with the monster. At least in my younger years, because there's a lot of othering that happens to people who are atypical. So I'm a giant. I'm a tall woman, right? And there are linear threads in the way that the townspeople treat.
Excuse me, Dr. Monster. Could you try to be succinct? Our time is limited.
What? Nobody else is fucking talking. You want me to be succinct because you want to yell again, or I can do that for you. I can just stop talking right now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to prove a point that there is a 100% correlation between anti-Semites like Xerxes, Franklin, NPC, and many other anti-Semites on this app. They do not like poetry. They do not read poetry. If you ask them the last book they read, it wasn't a poetry book. There is a 100% correlation between anti-Semites and people that don't read poetry. So if you haven't picked up a poetry book recently, I encourage you right now to pick up a poetry book and live a little. Life is full of joy. Xerxes, I wanted to ask you a question. What do you think the word dialectic therapy means? Again, the key word here is dialectic therapy. What do you think the word dialectic therapy means, Dr. Xerxes?
What is happening? Are you good, dude? Hello? You just called me an anti-Semite and assumed that I didn't read poetry. What is happening?
So I guess I'm anti-Semitic. Goddamn. I mean, I guess I'm anti-Semitic because I don't want to pay more at the gas pump.
Huh?
Yes, I guess that makes you anti-Semitic to like higher gas prices. Next question.
Well, communication is projection. Can you imagine going to the gas pump and filling up your car and being like, God damn, that was $100. I guess that makes me an anti-Semite. Could you imagine going to a conference call, have to just talk over people like it was a schizophrenic jumble of a bang room? People just screaming into their phone by the dozens, talking about nothing. I am now going to show you a quick sample of what Clubhouse is like in what they call the trenches or the ghettos of Clubhouse.
Ass actually look good. I do this and that and it's flattering to her. Well, another nigga say this shit, she gonna be like, nigga, you weird, nigga. So certain niggas, they like to be objectified by certain men. That's all.
It's definitely by certain men, and it's definitely certain women like to be objectified, because not all women like to be objectified. Also, the men that flipped it on her, because I know you came in when you came in, right? She was making it seem like, and I know you came in, you said, yeah, right, cool, but she was making it seem like every nigga that dressed a certain way is a degenerate ass nigga, right? And she can't get mad because the niggas flipped it on her, if they were trying to make her feel bad. Because no one had that same energy. No one had that same energy when she was in here unsolicitedly attacking people. No one attacked her.
Flex. So what I'm trying to point out is poetry is a hell of a lot more interesting than Clubhouse. An audiobook by Alan Watts is so much more fascinating than Clubhouse. So why do people choose to listen to what I would call the trenches hypnosis? The hypnosis of the trenches. Hello? Ever hear of Shakespeare? Ever hear of Edgar Allan Poe? Ever hear of Aleister Crowley?
Laughing at him, he thinks he's funny.
It is. You guys don't find this funny?
I find
No.
John Kitover. He's
No, this is hilarious.
This is Kitover.
Kitover.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you saying it like that?
He's
a Clubhouse celebrity.
No, I think he's more of a Clubhouse historian, maybe. Because he records everything and he live streams rooms all the time. So he probably spends the most time on Clubhouse than anyone in this room.
Oh my god! I got that from the 20 hours a day statement, and I was like, what has the time for that? But that's interesting. I guess maybe it'll be fruitful in hindsight for someone.
Yeah, like let's say 10 years from now, you stop working from home and you actually decide to be somebody, right?
I don't work from home, bro.
I'm sure it doesn't matter if you don't or not. It's just be the character.
Okay, I'm working.
So 15 years from now, you're a black woman. I'm assuming you're a black woman. That's your character.
I am. Yeah.
You're Kamala. Your hair is Kamala, and you're running for Senate. And Shagan has a recording from you from today being an anti-Semite. So I think that's why, yeah. So he's the person who's recording you in the room when you think no one's recording you.
Yes, correct. The anonymous feature, for sure, but this is called capitalism in America. And right now, you see my gay emoji Anon in the audience. That's in a recording studio in a different section of my house with about 20 phones pointed at it. So this entire 3 hours has been recorded, live streamed, and it's entertainment. And if you take me seriously and you don't think I'm funny, well, then you don't know that you're part of a practical joke. This is the Bob Faggot Saget excuse me, you're on Hidden Camera. That's the show I run. I produce it for Barry Weiss here at the CBS facilities in Hollywood. I submit the tapes, they review it, they edit it. If they want to use it, they use it. But I'm just a content creator here working for Barry, and God bless you all. I hope you have a fruitful and productive day. Thanks for being a part of the production. If you are upset that I record and live stream Clubhouse, well, that's a you problem. That's definitely not a me problem. I am complete.
Complete experience. I mean, it takes all kinds, I suppose. Although, I guess I should stop asking questions. I don't understand. It's not actually content creation. It's content regurgitation, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like when a cow barfs up some grass to eat it again, so it can digest easier.
Yeah, creating things would be, something generated from the self, not just like a different form of a React video.
Well, basically, you can boil down life into 4 primary components: cause and effect, and action, and reaction.
Okay. Yeah, I knew something was off the way you were reading that Churchill quote. It was a little weird.
Anyone who reads Churchill verbatim in 2026 has mental health issues. Like, no.
Well, what's funny about that is, Churchill was very popular even here in America. So to
What is wrong with you? Alisa, please. What? Yeah, let's talk.
take already, Habibti?
Let's talk.
Habibti?
I don't understand you. Please speak normal.
Yes, Habibti.
Normal is not gonna happen here, bro. I'm sorry about that.
Why? What is your... I understand you harassing. I understand you not...
لا حبيبتي.
We understand.
لا حبيبتي.
What is wrong with this guy? This guy is... What is your problem?
Are you a child?
I think this is Giant. This is Alisa. What's wrong with you?
Well, it's clear that Alistair's a child. We're not talking about
This is Giant.
What's interesting is our Lord and Savior said, if you want to be saved, you have to be born again as a child. What does that mean?
There you go. Then you're free, man. Be free. Yes.
I want to also be free. Why only him free? I want to...
What? I'm not granting anyone freedom. It was just a term.
You say you be free and I am not free. What's wrong?
Okay, be free, bro. I don't know. What?
Okay, sister. What is wrong with you? How are you? Are you good?
I don't know.
So the thing about Clubhouse is it is also an ELS platform. English is a second language. If you're looking to improve your English language pronunciation skills, go to pronunciationworkshop.com right now. Are you looking to learn how to speak Native American English? Well, this is your big opportunity. This is a quote from the Native American Wisdom book. It goes a little something like this. My heart is filled with joy. Repeat after me. When I see you here on Clubhouse, as the brooks fill with water, when the snows melt in the spring, and I feel glad, as the ponies are when the fresh grass starts in the beginning of the year. I heard of your coming when I was many sleeps away, and I made but few camps before I met you. I knew that you had come to do good to me and to my people. I looked for the benefits, which would last forever. And so my face shines with joy as I look upon you. That was 10 Bears at Yamparica Comanche. That's Native American philosophy. Isn't that beautiful? Moderators, welcome back to Should Trump Resign to Be Redeemed? We haven't heard Scott do a Trump impersonation yet in this exciting room. Scott, take it away!
Please take a break.
Habibdi, I want to get Scott to do a Trump impersonation to give us a new national address so I can clip it and put it on YouTube. Take it away, Scott!
Take it away, Scott. Please take it away, Scott. Hi, Tati. Got it.
Oh, hey Xerxes, I didn't know I was on stage or off mute.
What's going on?
Just listening. Interesting room.
I know, right?
Very interesting characters in here. It looks like it's still dark, so.
I just describe it as like, you know, like a shaken bottle of soda, just waiting for somebody to pop the top. This room shows you the state of Clubhouse. It's over. Matt, why do you believe that? Not that I have, you know, any dog in this fight.
I will say one thing about the demise of Clubhouse. So I'm part of it. I mod in 2 rooms pretty regularly. I don't do pop-up rooms very often, but I mod in like 2 rooms. One's called the Critical Thinking Forum, which is mostly about politics and news. At 5 o'clock every day, EST. And we've gotten as many as like 1,200, 1,300 people in that room. And like, you know, we're running for usually less than 2 hours. Our numbers are way down. And then I you know, to a few hundred at the best. And then I mod this with this guy Steve Hell on the weekends. These 2 rooms, Ask Uncle Steve and Ask the Atheist. And again, those rooms we've had as much as, you know, 1,000, 1,100 people come through in 3 hours, and we get nowhere near those numbers now. So I think we're in like a multi-stage decline. I think like the first big decline was post-COVID. That's when a lot of people fled the app. They got back to life, you know. And then there's been some other decline, and now I think we're seeing like it's in the last, you know, bits of decline right now. It's one of the reasons why we're experimenting for this room, the Critical Thinking Forum, with Twitter Spaces, because we're like, we need a backup plan for when, you know, the Clubhouse just pulls the plug, right? But it seems like it could be at any time.
Really? Like now that Clubhouse has started to monetize, I think that their shelf life is a lot longer than.
So you think that the premium membership will kind of, there's enough people to sustain it?
I don't see Clubhouse shutting down anytime soon. And I think even without the premium memberships, it wouldn't have shut down. Because I think that I don't think we understand how many people use this app across the world. Like they do a good job of siloing us, so we don't understand how big this app actually is. On the US side, it's smaller than it was during the pandemic, but every single tech company overestimated the returns from the pandemic. That's why there were tech layoffs. But I still think Clubhouse is here to stay, most definitely. If it was going to fail, it would have failed a long time ago. I don't think it's going to fail to the point where they're going to get rid of the app. Nah.
So by monetize, do you mean like the little coin system, or do you mean like the subscription model that
both.
talking about? Okay.
Both. So buying coins and also having a premium membership, to me, that should have came out a long time ago if we're looking at their own money for their own sake. But I don't think Clubhouse is as down bad as we casually just say it is. Just given the fact that I've seen thousands of people in rooms, but they're just from Brazil. They're just from Ecuador. Like I don't think we understand how big this app is.
So right now, and it's just like now, are 10 million people worldwide.
That's what you don't know about Clubhouse.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm sorry. It's 10 million weekly active users.
Right. I have.
Oh my God.
I just got my K1. You know, from I'm an investor, a minor investor in Clubhouse, and the major investors just wrote to us and told us that Clubhouse has 30 months more runway without doing anything.
Oh wow. Okay. So almost 3 years without needing to
monetize, but it is trying to monetize now with all these tricks. You know, and it's never been focused on the United States. I mean, maybe in the very beginning it was, but it's the British app. I'm very proud to say. But it is worldwide, and they're thinking. The other thing they wrote in my investor letter is that they are looking for other places to. Other countries to roll out. Looking for a British app. What does that mean?
I mean, let's stick to the topic. Dr. Francine.
No.
Should Donald Trump resign
Please.
to be redeemed? Should Trump resign?
Okay.
I mean, from like a Persian point of view, I can just say like the massive big rooms where you see like Persian people come in and like have discussions sometimes like 3, 4, 5,000 people in there. So it's like it's quite a political app, and I think you kind of like oversee this because you're using it as more like a social app. And it's like, oh, the friends you used to have like 3 years ago are not on it anymore. But it's growing on a political sort of spectrum where now everything going on in Iran, that's how people come together and like, you know, share their views or unify or assimilate. And I think that's pretty good.
That's interesting, BB. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you also have like big Chinese rooms. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, most people just see it as like a social app, but I think it's more like somehow, it's very political for many people. Why are you giving me thumbs down?
Because you said it's big Chinese rooms.
Yeah, I've seen big Chinese rooms. What's your
When's the
problem with
last
that?
time you've seen them though?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I see more Persians right now, but I used to see bigger Chinese. Okay, but like, so for instance, like, I think there's too many rooms at the moment. Like, I stay away from those. Because it's like they're always discussing like women's hair and like how many people did you sleep with or crash outs and stuff. And I don't find that particularly like or like I'm not really interested in
Well,
that.
I don't know. As someone who's black and agrees.
But at least there are some people.
Hey, ma'am, do you know how to take the fuck up? What's going on?
That's
Seriously.
what I'm saying.
You're speaking and going on mute. You're speaking and going like, what are you doing right now?
Shut up.
You're talking during people's submission.
She was talking, you interrupted.
No, I'm gonna respond.
She was talking first.
Said a lot, stupid. So
I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass.
as someone who agrees.
Meet me outside.
How about that? I think that only an ignorant person would say they're all about hair like a dumb shit. Because even though I think it's too many black women, they're not all about the same shit. They tell everybody everything that's left.
I mean, who cares about black women?
Ma'am, shut the fuck up. I just left a black room that was about stocks. Before that, I was in a.
What did you learn again?
That was about baseball. Well,
How much money did you learn to make?
That was a room. Then before that, I left a black room about baseball.
What you
Before
learn
that, there was a black room about geopolitics. So I do agree it's too many black rooms. I used to other races more. I still do because I have a good algorithm. But to just say that it's all black people talking about hair, I mean, either you have a dumb algorithm because you're dumb, or you're gaslighting. And
Well, BT, I like to teach people and tell people what I mean without being mean. I think it's important that we use this app to tell people what we mean without being mean. And I am a supermodel. I do work on TV. I'm highly desired in the industry. And everybody wants to be like me because I'm beautiful. And not many people understand the point of what this app is. It's not to criticize people or complain. It's to read poetry. That's the great point. Just read some poetry. Your life might be a lot better if you try to be like a supermodel like me. A supermodel who reads great poetry and reads great books all day for CBS with Barry Weiss and makes $1 million a year as a supermodel. You're a stupid ass dumbass. Stop calling people stupid ass. You're such a stupid ass, you dumbass.
Later, me, you stupid ass.
Shut up, dumbass. You're such a stupid ass.
Kitover, my friends. John Kitover he's
fucking multiplied.
He's unbelievable.
Everybody wants to be like John Kitover these days. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he reads some of the greatest books ever written by men. Real men who know how to enjoy life and read poetry. Stupid ass, not like you, stupid ass. You're just a gay guy living in your mom's basement pretending to be a black woman. What's the point? What's the point? There's no point. He's a gay white guy pretending to be a black woman. That's ridiculous. Not me. That's stupid. That's not me. That's stupid. What's the point?
John. Xerxes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about you a little bit. You're interesting. So what rooms do you hang out with?
I spent time in RPO. When I use apps like
I don't know RPO.
Research purposes only. And it's a group of mostly women. Well, I mean, they're multiracial people in the room. They're from everywhere. They live everywhere. Got it. Yeah.
No, not everyone.
Okay, did you guys want to answer the questions? Okay, I'll let them answer your questions.
Thank you for putting stupid in the goo.
I put stupid in the goo. Yeah, okay, so you hang out there. I don't know research purposes only. I don't know what that room is.
We just hang out and they talk about, I mean, it just depends. They are topics that are largely centered around the African diaspora, but it's like more nuanced than just like typical gender war bullshit, which is the thing that's like kind of kept me around them because I can't really do gender war stuff with people who like don't love themselves, which seems to be a large percentage of people on Clubhouse. So, but yeah, and then other than that, like because I've only been in Clubhouse for like 6 months or something like that.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. So I was
newbie.
Yeah, I was in for the golden age. I came in during COVID.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I think a lot of the remaining people, like all the people here, pretty much are remainers from that time, the survivors of the pandemic. Which is interesting to hear, like all the war, you know, like we'll talk about things, and then somebody will come in with a war bomb, and then everybody's like, oh no, because like back in 2022 and all, I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but I'll just listen, you know.
Like some of my best friends in the world are from Philadelphia.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm really. I'm kind of moving around. I'm a little bit back to Philadelphia. I have all my stuff with me. And a friend of mine from Clubhouse, so I've met multiple friends. She's picking me up and driving me back to Philadelphia.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I have a friend from LA who I've stayed at his house. I've met up with. So I mean, there was a camaraderie back then.
Mr. Trump, are you friends with Jeffrey or just collecting compliments?
I think different connections, like, because I've gone to different social audio apps and different social apps, you know, like Discord and a couple of others, and like they all have their own behaviors. And I find that like Clubhouse is more so like a mixture of people who are either like kids of the internet who grew up on the internet, like they know like etiquette, they know when to spot a troll, they know all those things. And then also sprinkled in heavily with like people who use this app like a diary kind of almost. So like they'll come in and drop them for however long, it doesn't matter. But then there's always the knowledge that you just go back to your normal life, you don't install this app anymore, and it actually doesn't mean anything. And that's those two confluences are really cool. But then the issue is that because some people are operating inside the internet and some people are operating outside of the internet, tensions arise, and consequences come to people who are getting possible. Because some people don't know that they're talking to real life people who do real life shit.
I tend to, I think one of the things I like best about Clubhouse.
Ask you one final question before I let you go. We've talked about it time and time again on Chicago Report, the team takeovers. A lot of people seem to pass the buck when it comes to this topic. They say
that was a good discussion.
This argument is super provocative. People come.
It was interesting to step it out. 1, 2 hands across. Together, sing into it, or you two open it.
It's a discussion. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm used to. So I'm a dystopian. That's where I come from. Yeah. So I'm like.
Oh, moderators. Moderators. Moderators.
It's a hard shift, dude.
Excuse me, moderators. I got a question for both of you, and I just would like one sentence, not more than one sentence responses. Can you tell me what philosophy is?
Etymologically? Sure. I mean, love of wisdom, right? Philo love, sophos. I mean, no, beyond that.
I just asked for one sentence. I asked for concise one sentence. I'll repeat it. Give me a one sentence response to what is philosophy. Okay, Xerxes, what's your one sentence response?
So what is philosophy? Philosophy is people who like to intentionally, publicly jerk themselves off about the things that they haven't reconciled with inside themselves.
Would you call that politics?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What did you say?
I said, would you call that politics?
It could be politics.
It could be politics, but that's definitely what philosophy is, correct?
I'm reading a book right now, Roger Scruton's History of Modern Philosophy. So I will tell you what Scruton says to this question. What is philosophy? He's a British guy, so I appreciate his syntax. What is philosophy? There is no simple answer to this question. Indeed, it is in one respect the main question of philosophy, whose history is a prolonged search for its own definition. Nevertheless, a kind of answer can be given in terms that explain what follows. Philosophy involves the attempt to formulate and also to answer certain questions. These questions are distinguished by their abstract and ultimate character. I think that's a great paragraph definition. It's a little longer than a sentence, but the whole abstraction and ultimacy, right? It abstracts things, right? I mean, abstraction, you're asking, the part from the whole, and ultimacy, right? It's not asking about chili recipes or how good was Buffy the Vampire Slayer when Angel left. It's asking ultimate questions.
Some reason, somehow, you get around the Banks legend. It's not going to happen. So, hello?
Hello.
I mean, what is your definition there, my friend John?
Yeah, it's the same one with you, which is the love of wisdom, the pursuit of wisdom, the enjoyment of wisdom, the joy of wisdom, the joy of the law, because philosophy is not just wisdom, philosophy is also law, and that's why I am a practicing attorney and lawyer trying to liberate my people.
I think
what's interesting about Curtin's definition is the abstract and ultimacy. He fleshes that out because I do think you can love. I mean, I know that philosophy, the etymology is love of wisdom. It's part of why I answer that way. But on some level, you could love wisdom and not be that philosophical, right? You could define wisdom in a way that doesn't prefer the kind of abstract critical reflection that at least philosophy in the West does. I'm leaning on kind of a Western definition, because if we looked at Eastern philosophy, that might be, it just would be a different conversation. Yeah.
Well, I talked to my attorney the other day while I'm preparing for an upcoming case, and she said, "What do you do all day long, John? Describe your day to me." And I said, "Well, I'm not exactly sure how to describe what it is that I do." And she said, "Do you read books?" I said, "Yes, I do read books." And so all I'm trying to say is pick up a good poetry book right now and read it. Set yourself free from the hypnosis known as Clubhouse. You don't have to worry about the fear of missing out. There is no FOMO. As Scott has confirmed, we are making plans to exit the app and go completely to X Spaces, because we believe that this app could and must shut down for national security reasons. Because Amir in his terrorist room, his anti-Semitic death trap, which is brainwashing all these good people in Clubhouse to hate the innocent Jew, it's disgusting. It's despicable. And if you're an anti-Semite, there's a 100% confirmation and correlation that you hate poetry and you don't read poetry. And you will never read poetry. Pick up a book and prove it.
That is not true, because I like T.S. Eliot, and I like his poetry. Oh my God. And his critical stuff. And T.S. Eliot was a man of letters. He certainly was no fan of the Jews. So John, I can prove it to you. You can read and write poetry and not like Jews.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask, what if you don't read poetry, but you write? Still anti-Semitic, I'm saying.
Oh, so
these days, I mean, the fact that you go to Starbucks or Chick-fil-A, there's a lot of anti-Semites.
Well, what I'm trying to point out is that there are four great powers in reality or principles.
Oh, okay.
It's cause and effect, or art, or art and critic. Those are the four words that I like to think about, which is art and critic or cause and effect, meaning that when I get into conflict or confrontations with people, because I will admit that I'm intentionally obnoxious to try to create some type of different medium of exchange, meaning that when Borat first came out and you saw Borat, people thought it was so funny because this guy pranked everybody in the movie to think he was some Eastern European reporter from Kazakhstan. So that's kind of what I like to think that I'm doing in my art medium. And thank you for participating. Hello?
I want to go back to anti-Semitism for a minute. It's interesting.
Do you?
I think what's interesting is that you have like Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens, and their brand of anti-Semitism is dovetailing with the kind of anti-Semitism on the progressive left. I find that really intriguing.
And what kind is that?
Wait, their brand made Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, their brand of anti-Semitism? What's going on here?
Yeah.
So is it anyone who has any critiques, anyone who's an isolationist, anyone who's MAGA, truly MAGA, anyone who's America First, they're anti-Semitic because they don't want to just open their cheeks and let Israel do whatever the fuck it wants all the time. Our bodies and our American, it's our soldiers getting sent over there, and it's our taxpayer dollars.
No. But it morphs into well, I mean, it's different, but it does. I mean, it morphs into like Tucker being supersessionist.
But he's always been that.
Look, I don't think. Okay, so.
Do you want to tag me in, Scott?
I don't think that Tucker's anti-Semitism, I don't think he's always been superceptive. And he also didn't always talk this theologically. And now he's really doing like traditional anti-Semitic Christian replacement theory, right? So it's not just criticism of Jews. So it's intriguing to me that he's.
I'll ask you one final question before I let you go.
So Ben wanted to take the baton.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's deconstructionism. Like, if you're talking about what is the similar strand of anti-Semitism between the Tucker Carlson right and the far left in the United States, it's rooted in deconstructionism. So I think that there are overlaps of anti-Semitism, no doubt, but I don't think it's not rooted in anti-Semitism. Let me put it that way. It's not saying that the root of all problems is the Jews. It's saying there are power structures in place and we need to tear those power structures down. Like that's where it's coming from. So that's why, like, as somebody who's moderate but thinks conservative, like, I like the systems in place. Do I think justice is equally applied? Absolutely not. I'm certainly America first in the sense that I want what's best for my country, but I'm also not America only. So Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump have been fighting back and forth for several months. And again, I think Tucker's entire approach is more of the deconstructionist side, and that's why you're seeing him, and then also Marjorie Taylor Greene. You mentioned the three of Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and Ken Sowens, but I would say that there's Marjorie Taylor Greene's also there as well. There's a couple of others.
Yeah, I get the disruption thing, right? And I think it's one of the reasons why Trump has been elected twice, right? Because it's one of the reasons too. I think in 2016, a lot of progressives couldn't believe that people went from Bernie Sanders to Donald Trump. That makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, I was a Bernie supporter, but I didn't vote for Trump. But Hillary was certainly not disruption, nor was Kamala Harris, both of whom I voted for. Now Biden, I think the reason why Biden is an establishment guy was largely because of COVID, and he didn't campaign, which helped. But I think that no incumbent could have won an election during COVID because people were just so frustrated and so angry about lockdowns and this and that. It's just, whoever, it could have been Obama, it could have been anybody, they would have been voted out. But I do think it's interesting that Tucker Carlson, with the platform he has, and again, I'm not saying be critical of Israel and Netanyahu. I think it's awful.
And tell us, like, why, as American black people, love this guy? Because I'm not this nice almost coming.
And that basically the church is the true Israel. I mean, that stuff. In both in mainline Protestant circles, that kind of talk.
Ask you one final question before I let you go. We've talked about it time and time again on Chicago Report, the team takeovers. A lot of people seem to
take up that cause with this platform.
Chicago, we're free to move again. Let this be.
That's just not about Israel. Chicago, we're Jews and theologically.
Our top story tonight.
Chicago,
I'm John Kitover, your Libertarian.
So I think on the deconstruction side, I think it's rooted in deconstruction.
I do think. I mean, look, whenever you think of Trump, right? I mean, disruption and deconstruction, right? And
trends over the past couple of weeks. I want to know, is that a strategy that you think has been
deconstructor? Tucker's a deconstructor.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay.
The point that I'm saying is what separates Tucker, the Tucker strain of the right, and the far left strain from the moderate left and the moderate
so
right.
you're know yourself versus you can collectively freak max with everyone else.
Consider him a deconstructor. He gets pissed and bloviates about it. That's fine. But like, he's not doing anything to really truly undermine the system in the way that Tucker Carlson, or again, looking at people.
He's the South Korean Asian man.
Like the squad.
And I think there's something to be said about these South Koreans because they're so hardworking, so resilient, and their Samsung cell phones so good. They're the #1 competitor in manufacturing. manufactured even before Apple. None of that could have been achieved without the robotic, mindless slavery of over 40 million South Americans, South Koreans endlessly picking their fingers to remove metallic wires
manufactured
to connect circuit
anti-Semites
boards
right in front of our
with the
faces.
internet.
I think when you find that even the New Testament doesn't take right.
Now we gotta go help people customize and save hundreds of Liberty Mutual.
Covenant with Jews is
Where's the golf cart?
the New Testament, but when you basically go beyond the New Testament to Christian replacement theory, that's you got an issue with Jews. I don't think of manufacturing. I'm just
Yeah, no, but do you have an issue with Muslims? Like when I hear a Jews speak, I can easily say that you guys have a problem with Muslims, but it seems like you have the same identity. You do, escalation in the type of language that we're using when people are giving valid critiques. And when people are giving valid critiques and they're still tarred and feathered, it makes all the Alex Jones conspiracy stuff more palatable.
No, it's not more palatable. You're just catching up to the information. The truth is in the Epstein files. Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, the two Bills. And you know what? They had a good time with Jeffrey. I seen all the photos. I seen the tranche of videos. All the naked women, all the hot tubs, all the luxury dinners. And when Ghislaine Maxwell was making speeches at the United Nations multiple times, well, clearly we have traitors in our midst. And what do you do to a traitor? Hello?
I love Kitover. Okay, so Scott, let me show you what I mean, because some people are pretending to be obtuse in the chat. So when Kanye West says slavery was a choice, he says the worst things when he says, what the fuck, who's that? George Bush doesn't care about black people. Kanye West has gone after every single ethnicity, and at the same time, he's a person who's known to be clinically diagnosed crazy person, right? This person gets, when you look at all the stereotypes, all of the tropes regarding the small hats, and then you see them flex banning people from countries. When it comes to one person being racist, you can be racist against one group all you want. They're not going to get... Who's banned from a country because they're racist against anybody? How do you get banned from a country? Like, that's like where it becomes like, okay, and then it becomes, all right, if you criticize them, you're going to be lumped in with Hitler Youth. So then it becomes, okay, we can't even speak about, yeah. So then it becomes, all right, like, when it comes to all the tropes about the Jews control the media, being super, super powerful, having the right friends in the right places, being very, very strong lobby, being really good at statecraft, controlling countries from inside out. Like, when you look at all the things, are we gonna, like, how are people...
That's a great question, NPC. We've got Abby in the audience, an APAC Democrat lawyer. Come on up, Abby, and tell us what you got, Abby.
You're saying because a group of people has a disproportionate influence to their size, right? They always have a disproportionate, like a Nobel Prizes and all this thing. I mean, it's a group that's only 15 million people, and yeah, it has through success and other things have been able to be effective at advocating for their interests. I think that's not a conspiracy.
Yeah, I don't think it's a conspiracy either. But if I repeat what you just say, I get shouted down and called an anti-Semite. I don't think that it's like Asians being good at math. I don't think it's a big conspiracy that Asians are good at math. I think that there's a lot of different reasons why, on average, Asian children are really, really good at math. Okay, But if I say that on average, Jewish people are this, and that.
Wait a second, do you think it could be because there's over 2 billion Asian people? I think it's because there's over 2 billion Asian people. Because I've asked Asian people, how are there so many engineers that come out of India? And how do they all have H-1B visas here in the United States of America? They've got it because there's 1.3 billion Indians and there's 1.1 billion Chinese. There's a lot of engineers. Hello?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk, but I really don't feel like...
No, the positive stereotypes are the ones that are scrutinized.
But what you're saying is wrong. What you're saying is wrong.
So Jews are overrepresented in media.
What you're saying, overrepresented in the media. If we were, people like you wouldn't be saying the shit you're saying on social media, now would you? If we're overrepresented and we control it, then why is it so negative towards us? Please tell me. Explain that one. Why do we have all the problems we have on social media and on the media, and people like you saying the things you're saying if we control it? Explain that. It's illogical, isn't it? Completely illogical.
If you want it to be...
What else do you want to bitch about us? And is it every day that you like to say something? Did you pick on someone else this week? Yeah. So what else do you want to pick on? What else are you about us bothers you? What else?
So
get it all out.
The
do we control the sports? Do we control sports?
You guys also control the weather. You guys also control the weather, and right now it's so that's an issue.
Do you think the stuff that you say then gets picked up by other idiots and they harm people as a result of it? Do you have any idea what kind of harm is happening to our community? Do you know? Do you pay attention to it? Do you read about it?
Do you know how many car accidents are caused by...
Do you know how much harm is happening to our community? After the recent incursion into Iran, within 6 days of the incursion, we received 8,000 threat to life in the United States alone to our community, to institutions in our community. 8,000 threats to life in 6 days. That's just a little slice of an example. We spent over $750 million of our own money for security to protect our institutions. To geofence them, to target harden them, our own money. Because of shit that's said like this that other people pick up. And then they just start going up the pyramid. Then they start going up the pyramid of hate. And when you Google what the pyramid of hate is, I learn about how your little comments then grow into a little more discrimination, a little more hatred. Until it's to the top. Why don't we take a look at
Okay, so can we calm down? Can I just ask a question?
Calm down. It's really awful to live with it. It's awful to take children to go to the temple and you gotta have SWAT team.
I understand.
Do you know what that feels like?
I kind of do understand what social violence feels like.
And all this shit just adds to it. And instead of being sensitive to it, you have assholes that say things like this that are being said in social media and then accuse us of controlling it.
Okay, so I'm just going to address a couple things. One, I believe that in America, from the ages of like maybe 6 or 7, at least on the West Coast where I live, we are taught to be sensitive to the plight of Jewish people. It's taught in education systems all up and down the state, probably in the other two that are above us as well. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country. I live in California. We have a whole museum dedicated to educating people on the Holocaust and the Jewish people.
I know that it's a beautiful museum. I wish you were right. It's new stuff being introduced into the education system and the ethnic studies in the California education system is a real problem, and there's a lot of issues with it.
I'm talking about in K through 12. So
yeah, that's where I'm talking about K through 12.
Well, they don't do ethnic studies in K through 12.
Well, yeah, it's being introduced. I'll put this stuff in the chat if you want to.
Oh, you never heard of DEI education? CRT? It's called CRT, baby. Look it up. It was a problem, and it's coming back, baby.
Bro. So while,
critical race theory is what the acronym stands for. CRT!
Okay, to be honest, move them down.
Now the real fascist comes out, ladies and gentlemen. She's not a Democrat. She's a fascist communist.
I can't go every 5 minutes. That's just what
against Jewish people in the United States, at least, and probably globally, we can count that, but I'm just going to talk about where I live, right, has exponentially grown in the last at least 3 years, if not more than that, right? While also saying that Jewish people are overrepresented in the media. This is just a raw fact. So, despite being 2% of the population in America, right? You asked a question about Jewish people being like controlling the league. I don't know about the word control. That's like kind of weird to me.
Can you define that word a little bit?
Yeah, like being like an owner.
Well, who owns the media?
So half of the NBA is owned by.
Media. You said media.
So, well, you said sports, so I'm answering that question first.
We'll get to
It's
media.
okay. I'm gonna do the thing I'm doing. Cool. So half of the NBA is owned by Jewish people. I don't think that this is bad, but yes, half of the NBA has Jewish owners.
They have Jewish owners?
I can totally get that list for you once I'm done saying what I'm saying. Cool. I think like 30% of the NFL has an owner that is of Jewish descent. I don't think that these things are bad. Like, people want to collectively share in what the American dream can be. That does mean creating teams. It does mean producing media that maybe represents your stories better. It does mean, like, you know, getting involved in the whole fucking machine. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, like, people do use this demonstrably in conversation to demean Jewish people, but admitting that that's a fact isn't a bad thing, right?
Can I ask Scott something?
Yeah, sure.
Scott, is Jeffrey Lurie a bad guy? Scott, is Jeffrey Lurie a bad guy, Scott?
Who's Jeffrey Lurie? I don't know who that is.
He owns the Eagles. Is he a bad guy?
Oh, Jeffrey Lurie. Oh, yeah. No.
He's a good guy. Is Robert Kraft a good guy? Puts a lot of money in his community into Boston and Massachusetts. Robert Kraft is very philanthropic, right? I go through some more Jewish owners of the NFL.
Now we're going through it.
No, but I wanted to talk about Cersei. So you're talking about media, because media is somewhat interesting. And the word control is really interesting. So Cersei, may I ask you something? The media, so it's NBC is a public corporation, right? It's publicly traded. ABC is a Disney publicly traded corporation, right? So I actually own part of the media, I guess, because I have stock in Disney. So let's go through it. These are publicly traded corporations. The owners, these media giants, publicly traded. Lots of people are owners of these companies because they're traded. They're public corporations. Comcast is a public corporation. So how does one ethnicity control it if it's a publicly traded corporation?
Right. So why you answer
Disney by examples?
Sure. Well, a company has to answer to its shareholders, right? There is a person in control or a group of people in control who make the bulk of the decisions. So these might not be like financial decisions all the time, right? You're not asking me. You're not asking.
Abby, you're actually like, why are you forcing us to be in this corner where it's
She's a lawyer. She's an advocate.
But when people use terms, the terms aren't defined, and they don't know what they're, NPC, when people use terms, they need to define their terms and know what they're talking about. So when you use the word company, define the company. No, I'm not triggered. This is like about trying to, it's like kind of all 101, like trying to explain to people, no, NPC, what's a publicly traded company? NPC, I'm smarter than you on this. What's a publicly traded company? NPC? It's not a game, it's logic. It's basic logic.
Nobody said all. No one said all. No one said
control of media. So I asked what the media is, and what the media is, and who owns the media, and the publicly traded companies.
So it doesn't have that list.
Control the media.
It doesn't have to be adversarial.
And then you agree.
You did say
if they're all represented, then that's fine.
Oh my lord.
You did say it. So I'm just trying to explain who these companies are.
Overrepresented.
They're publicly traded. Sony publicly traded, right? David, you live in LA. Let's talk about all the media in LA. Publicly traded
An
companies.
example of democratized ownership. That's not that. You know that. You know that a publicly traded company is an example
Institutional investors.
This is fruitless if nobody's gonna see it.
One at a time. Sorry, I didn't hear you start. One at a time. First, what, Abby, you want to go?
I was just pointing out when they say that Jews control the media and taking that trope, I was taking the trope and explaining that the media, the majority of it, are big publicly traded corporations with institutional investors, all kinds of different individual shareholders, there's a board of directors, and the majority, if we break down the top media companies in the United States, are publicly traded. Comment, and you talk about a company.
Nobody made that comment.
You did.
No,
you
I
have to be intellectually honest as to who you are talking about. So for me to ask who the companies are, there was a reason I was asking it. And I'm sorry if you take offense, but it's a little Socratic to make someone go through the process of initiation of it. And that was my point.
So I'm responding because she just mischaracterized what I said. And I'm not a PC person, so if I said something, first of all, I didn't show that she was control of my work. I didn't. The only thing I said is that I was breaking down out loud the different coincidences that people have to deal with, and I'm trying to think out loud, and I'm trying to ask the room, hey, all of these different things that are lining up, what are people supposed to think?
Okay, so let's
Jewish people are overrepresented in the media. That is what I said.
Hold on. Let's talk about the media.
No, that's what I said.
You just said
what I said simply is the only thing that I said was that it's obvious that Jewish people are overrepresented in the media, and no one disagreed with me.
What is overrepresented?
Represented just means overrepresented. Black people are overrepresented in sports. There's a reason why Asian people are overrepresented in higher education. There's a reason why.
Black people control more. Does anybody ever say that?
Actually, there were jokes. There were several jokes. That we do. There's several jokes, and the only reason in the media I can't be offended because that's a fact.
So they're good at So they're good at sports. Does anybody say, oh my God, we should kick them out of sports?
No.
Sports. Does anybody say, oh my God, we should kick them out of sports?
No.
He's saying, tell Normo, he's not saying he's not saying something. It's just I don't know. She might be a giant.
My Jewish friends gave me this book.
I don't want to hear about your Jewish friends. We're talking to you now.
Hollywood's awesome. There's no problem with Hollywood. So what's wrong with saying that Jews are overrepresented in the media when they are?
Somebody started it. Okay.